It's New Year's weekend and I'm gonna try to get some work done on the creamsicle. One of the things I want to get done this weekend is airbag mounts. They're gonna go down here, and then I'm going to temporarily shorten my drive line. I would not recommend this to anybody, but this is just so when I do need to move it around the garage or around the yard, I can. What I got is I got the drive line in, it's into the transmission as far as it'll go. So now I'm gonna mark where the U-joint is, and then whatever that mark is from the back of here, that's how much I'm gonna section out of here. I've got some lines in it there so I can line everything back up. So it'll still be in phase and still work. Probably doesn't matter. So I would not recommend doing what I'm doing. This is only temporary until I can figure out what I really need and make it the correct way. So I'll put it in time lapse and see if I can figure something out here. One of the reasons I like time lapse is because it doesn't record sound, so I can have my music playing while I'm working. Dang YouTube's copyrights. This is the slip that goes in the transmission, and from there to there is 3 3/4, right? So let's call it 4 inches. You can call it whatever you want, but I think it needs to slip about 1.5 inches, and from here to there, which is my measurement I took from the U-joint over there, was 10 3/4. So I'm gonna let there be 1.5 inches of slip, so that's 12 1/4. So I came over here and I made a mark. Actually started right there and I messed up, so made a mark and then another mark under there at 12, you can see it, 12 1/4. So that's the best way I can find to get a straight line all the way around this piece of tubing. If anybody's got any good ideas, let me know. So I will mark that. Get another zip tie, make another mark all the way around there, and see if we can cut some straight cuts. All right, let's see if I can get this square and straight. Wish me luck. We'll see. Whew. Stinks inside there. 35-year-old air in there, huh? Don't know if my confidence got to me, but I think the first cut was more straight. I think it'll be all right. It is only temporary, so we'll see if I'll tack it up and see if my idea worked and it fit. See if my math is correct. Let me get this cleaned up and tacked together. I have the driveline clamped to the bench with a piece of angle. And notice I've gotten the weights out of the way, so if the weight was on the bottom it would not be straight. Who knows if my bench is flat, but it's not bad. But I have this piece of angle clamped to it also, because the 2 points of the angle will help straighten out that round tube. So now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over here and, I mean, that's pretty flat. So I'll just tack, 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 and then it should stay together while I unclamp it, roll it over, and tack the other side. Let's see what happens. And again, this is temporary. This is not going to be driving down the road. This might, drive out of the garage and turn it around and do something else, or, put the bed on it or whatever. But someday I'll get some more tubing and either make one. I hope I can make it because everything on this truck I've made or done myself. So I want to make the driveline also. But we will see if that really happens. Well, I forgot. I wasn't supposed to fully weld that. I'm supposed to tack it real good and then go check it on the truck and make sure it would work. But I didn't. Fully welded it, so it better work now. And the welds look like crap, but for something temporary, it'll do. I think it'll work. I don't think the driveline will bottom out. I don't think it'll pull out. So I think we're good. So there is my shortened drive shaft. Do good enough to get me around the yard and in and out of the garage. Now I got to work on the airbag mount, so I'm going to cut those spring perches off. Figure out the airbag mount because I need to cut the notch out of the frame to make sure the drive line will go up. I wonder if I'm going to have to cut part of this cross member apart. Take that off and section it out. I've got quite a bit of height up I can go with it, so I might have to make something there too. Never know until you get there. Let's see what happens. Get these spring perches cut off of here so I can get the airbags mounted. I had an old maintenance guy tell me one time, if you're going to do some cutting, shaping, deburring, flap wheel, use one of these. But if you're going to do some grinding, use one of these. So I can clean up that axle a little bit more. Dang, that's loud. There we go. Started this video on Friday before New Year's. It is now Tuesday after New Year's. Saturday morning I woke up and threw my back out. So I haven't done anything on 2 days off that I could have been doing stuff. So I'm kind of disappointed in that, but I couldn't move. So it feels better when I'm up and moving and walking around. When I go and sit down, my back starts to lock up and hurt. So I'm going to do a little bit. I don't want to be bending over and picking up stuff. So I'm going to try to do a little bit of projects and just finish this off this afternoon and upload this video because I can't do much now because my back is hurting. So let me show you what I'm going to try to do. This is the axle side airbag mount that I made Friday. Took a plasma cutter, cut out that, took a die grinder and cut out that, and then while I was laying around doing nothing, I said, why did I use a die grinder to cut that out when I have a bandsaw to cut that out with? So that's what I'm going to try to do today. And I also put this like that, and you can see that I'd have to weld this right here and up and underneath, which would be pretty strong. I'm not worried about it, but if I took and put this piece of flat bar on top, it would be in compression pushing down instead of shear on the side where the weight would be in there. I'm not worried about it breaking either way, but since it's only tacked and I've got to take these brackets off to to copy to make 2 more for the other side. I'm gonna, when I weld it together finally, hopefully I remember, and I weld these on the bottom of this, not on the side of it. So that's one thing I'm gonna change after sitting there for 3 days laying on the couch doing nothing. That's the one thing I came up with. So I'm gonna try to make another one of those and maybe a template for the upper bag mounts. That is my goal for this video. We'll see what happens. I got the parts cut out for the airbag mounts. Now I'm going to tack them together and put them on the axle. There's one mount over there. That's the one I just finished welding, so it's cooling off. This one I made first, so it's pretty cool, but I still don't want to touch it. Since I have such a small welder, so I've decided to put a piece of plate in there. So this is gonna go, I guess I will touch it. Stay there. Go down there on the axle like that, and then I can weld that all the way across there too, across there and across the other side, because I won't be able to get on the inside very well, right? And I left this open so I can still get my fingers in there to put a bolt to bolt the airbag down. So I got these 2 made. Now I'm gonna start making a template for the upper bag mount.